My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hair...
So, as previously mentioned, Florida doesn't actually have sun for about 4 months. It's just rain all the time. Incidentally, this is also the only time I actually venture out into the lovely land of Florida. Use sun, as is evident by my pallid skin and lack of melanin. Imagine how great that angle was when you were like looking up at my face. I'm sure you got a lovely view of my Matt Smith-like chin. Lady Princess. I'm going to be doing that throughout the entirety of this 20 minutes because this song is so good, oh my gosh. If you haven't heard it, it's called She Walks Right Through Me, and it's by Alex Day. It's one of his new 3 songs. Am I making you dizzy? I'm making you dizzy. Wherever you are. Okay, I'll stop now, I promise. This is actually really embarrassing, more so than I thought it would be, because, you know, outdoors, there are people that live in this subdivision that aren't used to my weirdness, as I previously mentioned. Don't venture out here. I didn't really know I had this tree. A couple of questions it is quite probable you are asking yourself right now are, Martha, why are you outside? And Martha, why is this video 20 minutes long? The answer to the latter question would be, of course, that I made a 2-minute long video last week, and apparently that's unacceptable because on NerdzReadBookishly, we don't try and constrain our time limits to 4 minutes. We make them as long as they possibly can be. So now I have to make a 20-minute video because I upset the rules. I upset the balance. Sorry. She's like a gothic lady princess. This is gonna be fun. I lost my headband and it's in the dirt. See? Dirt and bugs and gross. This is why I don't do outland things. Outland? What's the second question to that? The former question you were asking yourself is, Martha, why are you outside? And there's no particular reason for it, really. Just hipstering about. This week is Maddz week, yeah! This theme I don't know how to say that word. Suggested, I think, is typically how it's acceptable to say that word. It was suggested by, I believe, Maddz herself. So, this week on NerdzReadBookishly, we are talking about what we like, what we don't like about Madison. I would say her last name, but I'm not sure she wants me to reveal that information to the worldwide internet. What is there to say about Madison, insert last name here? She punched me in the face once. It was awesome. I'm so sorry for the poorly made Mean Girls joke. Bugs! So this week on NerdzReadBookishly, we are asking Maddz questions and talking about her general life, I suppose, because it's her birthday. Her birthday is on Tuesday. Make sure you wish her a happy birthday. She's actually turning 16, like 16, and so in effect she's going to be kicked off the channel because she's quite frankly too old to associate with the rest of us. See, this is really just a decree made by me that once everybody turns an age that is older than me, they're not allowed to continue in my presence because I can't talk to them. Because I have this problem with communicating with people in general, especially people with a superior age to mine. Now I can see that she is technically older than me already, but see, it's different when you put the concept of age, which isn't actually real, but that's not the point, is it? Essentially, the channel is going to be left to me and Jack by the end of January. She's like a gothic lady princess. Let's see how long I can keep doing that before it gets really just stupid. Implying that, of course, at one point that I've done it so far today, it has been cool. So, Maddz Narcissism Week is essentially what we're going to be doing this. Oh my god! I just walked into Spider-Man! Keep it cool, it's all fine. I feel violated. People like voluntarily do this. Do people actually come outside and think, I'm gonna have a good time just in the land with the things that are not man-made? I don't understand this philosophy of thinking. Maddz Narcissism Week is what this week is, essentially, and we're asking her questions that we're just dying to know, because that we're all wanting to know. So if you have any questions for Maddz, she is going to answer them in the comments, I suppose. It's kind of like a Maddz Q&A kind of a thing. My first question to you, Madison, insert last name here, is like a gothic lady princess. First question to you, Maddz, is... I'm trying to think of something that I haven't already asked you about in our frequent Skype conversations. Quite amazed we have things to still talk about in general, because I've asked you about like almost every detail of your existence. Can hey, we're leaving the bench because like this really creepy ass red spider just like was crawling all over me, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die now. Oh, I wonder if that's the spider's web that I accidentally walked through. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ruin your home. I thought there was like a black cat in that tree, but it turns out it was a branch. Madison, do you prefer being called Madison or Maddz by the nerds of the channel? And that's a question that's completely legit. Do you like the outdoors? I think I already know the answer to that question. Your mom that makes you go to the park, or do you like going to the park? Like, we'll elaborate on this, or are you dragged there? Also, is there an ice cream man at your park? That's not all of my yard. I just realized this. This is a golf course. It's lovely, isn't it? Do you like Spanish moss? Because I just realized that there was a term for this creepy like material that hangs down from the trees, and it's apparently called Spanish moss. So what say you? That was an epic cut right there because I said your last name because I'm so accustomed to just calling you by it. Fun facts from the editing room of Martha. I bet the wind is just making a really lovely sound effect right now that is going to be lovely to try and deal with. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna climb this tree. Okay, scratch that really fast. We're going to climb the tree once I get up the nerve to kind of get my little brother out here. She's like a gothic lady princess. I'm so sorry. Once I get up the nerve to ask my little brother to come out here and tape me climbing up a tree for YouTube. He also challenged me to read like 5 minutes of a book in a British accent. And I think, like, if you follow my personal channel, or if you just have watched any of these videos, you are well acquainted with the fact that I like to think that I am British, and I'm pretty sure it offends like half of everyone. So we'll do that later on, so things to look forward to. I'm gonna have to go inside and get Hourglass by Mira McIntyre to read from, because I was also challenged to reread that, and I'm simply not going to, but I can read you some like epic highlights of that book. In the meantime, I just gonna chill while that siren bleeps. I don't even know if you can hear it. Oh, it's off! What we're going to do before... I'm so paranoid. Okay. We're going to read a little bit of The Disenchantments by Nina LaCour, which is really, really fantastic, and I'm reading it right now, and that's what I actually came out here to do, and then I was all, oh, well, filming! Fun fact is that Maddz actually didn't like this book, and you can read her review on slightlybookish.blogspot.com, which I'm pretty sure that's the only reason she joined this channel, was to self-promo that, so she does it in like every video. I'm realizing now that I don't really have a specific passage that I could read to you that would make sense, is like particularly meaningful or funny at the current moment in time. So I'm just gonna kind of read you this passage about them getting burgers. Vegetarian? I nod. You like onions? He asks. Sure, I say. Tomatoes? Do you actually say tomatoes? Yeah. He slides off the bench and returns a few minutes later with a grilled cheese on a hamburger bun. The sandwich has some kind of sauce and lettuce and tomatoes and onions. It isn't bad. A girl I used to date was a vegetarian. At least she pretended to be, but then if something looked really good, she'd eat it anyway. Like, she would make me take her to certain places because the wind is so awful! She would make me take her to certain places because they said salads, and then she would take all these little bites of my burger. Like, small bites don't count as something. I was like, newsflash, a little bit of cow is still a cow. She was a drag. Sounds like it, Meg says. Really badass rocker chick with pink hair who gets a tattoo in this portion of the book. It's like all full of symbolism. And here's my little brother. This is Luke. Hey, you, little me. Do you have any questions that you'd like to ask Maddz for Maddz Narcissism Week?
What?
Like, just, do you have any questions that you've been dying to know about our dear Maddz?
Is Maddz like listening or something?
She's not like here, she's not like in my camera, but she's going to watch it on her computer. Like, stay away from the screen. She's going to watch it on her computer, you know, like on Monday, presumably. I'm not even sure she's going to watch this because I know Maddz doesn't watch the videos that extend 10 minutes. Do you have any questions that you have for Maddz that you just want to know? Because I don't.
Well,
she's like a gothic lady princess.
don't say. Does she have any type of Pokemon game ever?
Good. Priorities. remember what I did yesterday out there. But today we've come back indoors because I realized what a stupid idea that was when my pants were completely covered in dirt. Nobody ever tells you the things like that when you go outside, like that your clothes will be ruined and you're going to be bitten by like thousands of bugs, like suck your blood, and now I'm really itchy and it's not fun, guys. I have no idea what to talk about, which is not conducive to talking for 20 minutes. I'm meant to talk about Maddz, so we should probably talk about Maddz. Maddz, your birthday is tomorrow. I thought about writing you a song, but then I realized I can't sing and I don't play an instrument. I thought about writing you a story, but then I realized I don't have enough time to write you a story. I thought about reading a little bit of our Skype conversations out to everybody, but then I realized we're back to questioning you, I suppose. What is your favorite book of all the books that are in the world? I know your favorite series is the Mediator series. But what is your favorite single book that you've read? I want to know. I actually slept last night, guys. That's a great accomplishment, is it not? Like, I slept for a good 6 hours. I slept until 11. As a matter of fact, I was asleep up until about 15 minutes ago, and I realized it was 11 o'clock, and I was like, oh no! Like, I should do school, and then I'm like, but I have to make a 20-minute video today. So you guys take precedent above all other things. You should feel special. Has anybody read Cyrano de Bergerac? Because I'm reading it for literature right now, and I've actually read it before, but it's like a different translation, and the one I read was much better in my opinion, but you know, whatever. This is the reason I stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning, is because The Disenchantments is really good! Madd's review to The Disenchantments is linked below at slightlybookish.blogspot.com, but I urge you to not listen to it, especially if you like road trip books, and I'm kind of discovering that there are people in the world that don't like road trip books, which doesn't really make sense to me, because, like, road trip books are sort of my life. I've gone on a lot of road trips. I quite like road trips. I went on one a few months ago. You see, as I make this 20-minute video, I am going to actually keep in all the random things that I say that really shouldn't be kept in and should just be cut because they're not funny or entertaining at all. They're just random little tidbits of things. You're going to get them all because 20 minutes is a ridiculous amount of time to just talk like important things. Now you get to see all of the awful stuff that I cut and why my videos end up being 3 minutes long. Okay, George told me to read for 5 minutes in a British accent, and I read a little bit of The Disenchantments in a horrible British accent. So now we'll read Hourglass by Mira McIntyre. A little bit of this to get you through the day. Hourglass by Mira McIntyre, page 253. I don't believe you, Caleb said, putting the knife on the cutting board and leaned on the counter beside me. We were fine yesterday. Today you were nervous. What changed? Are you reading my emotions? We just met yesterday. How? He lifted one shoulder and smiled. It's really annoying when you do it without permission. I can't help it, he said, putting up the sauté pan and tossed the vegetables a couple of times. I'd never be able to do that without dropping everything all over the floor, burning myself. Are you nervous because of something Michael said when he followed you to your car yesterday? Not really. I guess Michael hadn't shared his hookup opinions with Caleb. You know, I bet I could take your mind off your worries. Oh yeah? I asked, teasing. He put the pan back on the stove and placed his hands on either side of me on the counter, his fingertips touching my outer thighs. Yep. Oh, Shazam! I bit down on my bottom lip. He reached up to gather my hair in a loose ponytail at the base of my neck, his forearms resting on my bare shoulders. I've been thinking about how I'd like to distract you. Thinking about it a lot. Really? I sounded a little too breathless. My mind scurried to come up with the right words to stop him, but I couldn't seem to find any words at all. Really? Caleb's hand slid down my arms, his thumbs tracing lines from my inner elbows to my wrists. Chill bumps formed on my skin and anticipation ripped through my system. I leaned back, bumping my head on the cabinets behind me. Smooth. He laughed, but it made me feel warm inside instead of embarrassed. I got only warmer as he moved his hands to my face to hold my head still. I was kind of glad. I didn't want to bump it into the cabinet again. You distracted yet? Caleb said. I was at a complete loss for words. I didn't protest when he leaned forward at a snail's pace, a breath away from touching his lips to mine. In that second I closed my eyes and saw Michael's face. There's the birth of the love triangle that is just so prevalent in the book. There's actually a paragraph in here I've heard describing like the smell of Fruit Loops. Okay, Maddz, how do you feel about classics? The connotation of a classic, do you like that some books are kind of held above all others in their classicitude? What? I'm interested. Maddz, do you know any poems by heart, and could you recite one for us, please? Madison, I would really like for you to explain to me what it was exactly you didn't like about this book. Like, how do you feel about the strife that existed between the Brontes and Austen? I wanna know. Gothic lady princess, my life. George, how do you just turn on your camera and, like, edit stuff? Like, she actually edits things out of her 20-minute long videos. What is it that you actually say? What do you do? Like, I know you film, like, all through the day, but I don't even have time for that, despite being homeschooled. I haven't gone on Tumblr yet, for you people. So, I mean, like, I've actually prioritized today. That's a new thing. Maddz, would you reread Harry Potter with me? I know you said in the comments, or I saw this somewhere because I stalk you all the time, that you wanted to reread Harry Potter this summer, and I do too, and we should read it together. We could do that. I think I'm just putting this out there that we should have maybe, I don't know, we could read them all in a week, because I'm pretty sure we've all read them hundreds of times, like, collectively, so it wouldn't be difficult to read them in a week. I think that would be fun, and then we could talk about, I know we've already had a Harry Potter week, and that, but I'm just saying, it's a thing we could do. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Madison. Happy birthday to you. Okay, Maddz, enjoy Maddz Narcissism Week and enjoy your sweet 16th birthday. It's really unfortunate that we're not going to be able to talk after tomorrow. Circle that this is long enough. Bye.